Toy Mantis here with a new toy review. I'm going to be reviewing the first addition to the Marvel Legends Maximum series. Now, they start off with Spider-Man, a very well-known character, probably the best character to start this off with. This is a $50 figure, so a lot of people had problems with it. For me, I'm kind of so-and-so about it, but there's a lot of cool stuff that it comes with. So, I don't know. The figures sold out super fast, so I guess that's just how the market's going to be with these. Maybe there'll be other figures that'll probably drop in clearance, but this one was definitely one to probably pick up right at 50. And obviously there's Hulk that's at 60, but I digress. So I am excited to review this figure though, because I haven't really done Marvel Legend reviews in a while. So I'm gonna go and take a look at this guy. But you could see here, he comes with tons of web accessories. I mean, pretty sure everyone's kind of aware what it comes with. So I will kind of give my thoughts on this figure. So let's get him out of the box and see how he looks. Okay, here's Spider-Man out of the box. Now we'll just talk about his accessories. He comes with tons of hands. And then he also has these kind of new ones here where you have like the web pieces already coming out, he's already kind of doing his whipping here, so that's actually a very nice detail. I love it. And then if you want to switch out the wrists, you can, or the forearms, I mean, and you want to have it where he's kind of like ungloved, you can do that as well. So you get a couple of those options. Then you have 3 head sculpts here, so you have 2 mastheads with different kind of eye styles here, and then you have a crackhead Peter. And then you also get this very cool effect here, like the spider sense. This is easily removable. You just kind of plug it on here. So this is actually really nice. I love it. This is one of my favorite accessories. I just dropped it and lost it forever. Moving on. Then there's some cool webs here. This is kind of like expanding, like it's gonna grab. So I think that's a very fun one. I'm using the stand on this one for now. And then you also have kind of like a shooting web ball here. It's to kind of give that effect, I believe. This is actually very cool. I think that's a very fun accessory. And then you also have new web strings here. These are much thicker than the previous ones that we've gotten. It doesn't expand or like shoot out really much. I mean, they kind of do a little detail, but it's so small. And then here's like, you can kind of grab here. So that's pretty cool with the Spider-Man figure. And then also one of my favorite accessory pieces that we could finally get a web shield. Now this has a clip, so you can clip that on to the Spider-Man, but it's really cool. I think it's a very nice, awesome web accessory. Now Spider-Man himself is pretty much the same Spider-Man we've always been kind of getting, except you get those little things that you may have complained about before. I've certainly complained, like the other Spider-Mans that were really great, they would put the holes in here for those wings and just leave the holes in there, and obviously that version of Spider-Man wouldn't have it. So I'm happy that they kind of plugged it up for this, but it is kind of what it is with it. Get some nice articulation here, so this is pretty much standard. I think the only difference is you get the neck peg to move. I don't have too many problems, I think, with the web lines on my Spider-Man here. None that I see, at least, that caught my eye. I did actually notice a little bit with the forearm on mine. I believe it's just slightly a little off. That's the only problem I think I've caught so far. So hopefully I don't find anything else really with it. Here's Spider-Man next to a few other Spider-Mans from Hasbro that came out more recently. So to the far left, we have that VHS Spider-Man. That one is kind of like my more ideal one. But they went kind of backwards with that torso articulation, They didn't have the lower waist ab crunch and then that, swivel in the upper. They moved it ab crunch up to the middle, so it's kind of like, it felt like they went backwards on purpose for that. Renew Your Vows was that first initial step up, giving that toe articulation. And then on the far right, you had the Spider-Man His Amazing Friends version, which was a really good articulation all throughout. But they purposely left those holes there that came from the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man, just because really could have been an ideal Superman to have. Obviously, now we have the Maximum. It's kind of like it's really telling. It gives you a reason why. Oh, this is why you paid $50 to have this 100% perfect Spider-Man, like through and through. Not 100% perfect. There is some faults. So sorry for that. But the figures, the Maximum does have new stuff throughout that tour. So the neck articulation, these things were telling why Hasbro's kind of slacking in those little things before, just to make sure you'd want to probably buy this one to have that real good articulation for Spider-Man and such, and with all the cool stuff. It's a great Spider-Man figure, and I think it's a fun one too at that. Is it worth $50? I would totally say no. But considering the state of where we are and how the figure's selling out, and I mean, who knows how many they really make of these. So, I can see it being a $40 figure, or $45 even. I mean, McFarlane does 30 with his, like, kind of deluxe figures a little bit, but they come with far less than this one. So 50, I mean, whatever. I think it's a great figure to have for that. There's definitely going to be other ones and that I hope to see for the $50 Maximum series. And as long as it's done right, I don't really care. As long as it's done right, I think that'd be really sweet. So, I really don't have much else to really throw on here. I'm very late to the party on this one. Especially when they, Hasbro like sends figures out for free to like other reviewers, like months in advance. So it's like, what's the point? But I really did want to start talking a little more about Marvel Legends. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you did, hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't, well, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.